This is the 99 steps, and there are not technically 99 steps, but there are about 115. But this is the kind of famous landmark. So this is the Three Queens statue. We have Queen Marie, Queen Axeline, and Queen Mathilda. Hope I pronounced that right. But I do know that Queen Marie is the one holding a torch. Now, it's pretty interesting. This statue, I think it was erected in 2015, so it's not that old. It depicts three women who were important parts, leaders in the slave rebellions and uprisings back in the Dutch colonial days. They were actually from St. Croix, which is another part of the U.S. Virgin Islands, that away. But the statue is here in St. Thomas. One of the queens is holding a torch, as well as a sugar cane saw or machete, and another is holding a lantern. And those depict the method of rebellion, which was kind of known as fire burn. They were known as the most rebellious women of the slave rebellions. And what they would basically do is set fire to the colonial towns, the crops, as a form of like riot, vandalism, rebellion. And they put down, I mean, they were so effective in their rebellion that at one point the Danes had to call in reinforcements. But it's also significant because it was one of the earliest slave rebellions in the colonial Caribbean. Very important figures in Virgin Island history, colonial African resistance, slave resistance. Very few statues. Well, this is one of the main statues in the Caribbean commemorating slave rebellion. And in many countries, the leaders of rebellion are the important figureheads in that country. Brazil, and Ecuador, all different parts of Latin America. Slave rebellions and leaders of rebellions and resistance are not folk heroes as well as national heroes. Here we are, the three queens of the Virgin Islands. In 1878, which is the 17th century, three former slave ladies in St. Croix led an insurrection against the Danish government for improved working and living conditions. So not only were they just rebelling, and in fact, let me clarify, this is post-slavery. This is quote unquote when the Danish government outlawed slavery. So, you know, they were fighting for workers' rights, better living conditions, protesters basically, not just rebels. During this action, a major portion of Fredensted, which is in St. Croix, was destroyed by fire. This revolt today is known as Fire Burn. The ladies are renowned as Queen Mary, Queen Agnes, and Queen Mathilda, the three queens of the Virgin Islands. So there you have it. If you're ever in St. Thomas, worth a visit. Very important piece of history. Definitely check it out.